It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego the politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego the politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh, my ego now I'm
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Ó bá ṣe àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. You know what to do. Share this broadcast after reading the caption, the description. Hear it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell them that Mayegun tún ti dé o.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Lórí Facebook.
Tinubu has a message for you, for us, who have been exposing the budget padding that a lot of you are now aware of. How the chunk of the 2024 budget will end in the private pockets of the lawmakers. Some were even calling on Tinubu to probe it. Now he has an answer for us. We don't get arithmetic sense. We don't get arithmetic sense. He's backing the senators. Go on, son, don't mind them, those noise makers. Are you satisfied with what you caught for yourselves? Yes, we are, Mr. President. He told them that just make sure you buy things for the poor people in your area, okay? Just gives them something. Now, Motide. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Yesterday, it was the turn of the House of Representatives of the Nigerian National Assembly breaking fast with Tinubu, Koolu, and as usual, feeling himself, like somebody said yesterday, he's probably enjoying himself because the way he is, it feels like he's enjoying himself. Of course he was. And this was night before yesterday, so you got to know about that last night, right? Now, last night, which is yesterday evening, he hosted the senators. Okay? That's where we're going to start from this evening, right? And then we'll move on to every other part of the convo tonight. Okay? Now, let's start from there. I know sometimes you feel like it is such a punishment. I know, but let's do it and get it over with. Koolu.
The Vice President, what? The Deputy Senate President, the leadership of the Senate, Chief of Staff, all leadership being present here. I say thank you very much for sharing with us a little bit of your night, and thanking God for His mercies and learning from the period, a very unique period of this Lent and Ramadan. The thought of Ramadan is in its lessons, and we learn to engage with one another, forgive one another, and learn to forgive your neighbor, and all other little laglings that might be around you. We have to continue to thank God Almighty for bringing us together and keeping us in this one. Yes, we are definitely challenged. The security challenges around us. Our armed forces are trying, but we will not allow them to undermine the integrity and the value of our armed forces and the leadership of the armed forces. We will continue to encourage and fight for our sovereignty, our individual right to exist, banish poverty in our society, I must say thank you very much for passing the scholarship fund, student loan. To all of you, thank you very, very much. I know the arithmetic of the numbers that I brought to the Senate, and I know what I got back. And I appreciate all of you for the expeditious handling of the budget. Thank you very much. Those who are talking of malicious embellishment in the budget didn't understand the arithmetic, and they didn't revert to the number as the baseline of what I brought. But integrity, all of your integrity is intact. I'm very grateful for what you have been doing. The national challenge that we face will be over. The economic challenge, we're about turning the corner. Our revenue is improved. And you can see reflected in the subnational. All you have to do is fashion the Congress of the expenditure and manage ourselves much, much better. The light is on at the end of the tunnel, and Nigeria will smile again. I know you share bread without butter. Maybe next time around, we put butter beside your bread.
Nuisance, Lele.
I know it is, it can be torturous sitting down there on your screen and you can't even fast forward it. I understand. Especially those who are watching it live. But it is always better, okay? Especially when they manage to put camera in front of him and he is there blabbing left, right, front, back, like that, no direction. To remind those that thought they will use Tinubu being your president to punish some people. They can see the calamity that somehow they are telling themselves knows what he is doing. Somebody rightly pointed it out there that everything everyone is doing around him is good. Very good. Good. Very good. And he called the malicious embellishments of figures. He said he knew what he sent to them and he knew what he got back. He submitted a 25 trillion budget. He got back 28.7 trillion budget. So he was talking about arithmetic. Jesus Christ. Arithmetic, number. Just to sound like he knows what he's saying. Arithmetic, number in the budget. Those who are criticizing you, they do not have arithmetic sense. Does that even make any sense? Those who are in the field of scrutinizing
the budget, scrutinized it. One of the members of those who buried fake figures inside that budget came out and raised alarm. He has been suspended. Other independent body have worked more. That one said he discovered that over 3 trillion was added to the budget. So on this platform, we managed to lay hand on the evidence record of those fake projects, like constructing 1,100 street lights for over 220 billion naira. Constructing one pole of street lights, solar street lights, for 145 million naira each. And that is what the Mr. Donda Eddie Koolu Igbe said arithmetic sense. When the investigation was done, over 7 trillion out of the 28.7 trillion budget of 2024, over 7 trillion of it is it's for fake projects, fake, duplicated, non-existing project with billions and billions and billions of your money. But Mr. Arithmetic Sense said, despite all of this, he said, the integrity of those senators is intact. And then he said, very soon, Nigerians who are eating bread without butter, next time they may begin to eat with butter. The usual, where they throw the bones to the dogs and tell them that if they behave, now they have dog, the next bone is going to come with meat. Economy is going to, he said more. Hang on, I know it's all like bulu, bala, blue, okay? But just so those who usually think you disagreeing, standing where these economic criminals stands, is like you hate them. You do not hate them. They hate you. And it seems that even those who defend or support them do not know this, that their actions, not what they are saying, it's what they are doing, okay? That continue to hurt you and hurt you, okay? Every of their action proves that they hate you. But it's okay. Stockholm Syndrome will make the oppressed love their oppressors, because they have, they'll get used to them first. The way Stockholm Syndrome works, at first, you are going to be like, you feel like you are under the bondage, like you have been kidnapped. Then at some point, you begin to develop feelings for your kidnapper. Because remember, they used to come in and just beat you. But now they offer you gari, with water. Maybe if you behave very well, maybe if you start acting nice, if you become obedient and you become loyal, who knows? Maybe next time they will bring you fried rice. So you begin to act nice. And every time your oppressor beats you, or yes, oppresses you, you blame yourself. Maybe you are the one who did something wrong. Maybe you did something wrong that upset him and got him angry. Because, he's already loving you. You have been very good boy, good girl. Kind of. That is what you call the Stockholm Syndrome. Okay? A lot of you will defend your oppressors and hoping that they will be nice to you. When others are being stubborn, being disrespectful, being disobedient, you, Jeje, on your own, you are just obeying it. They say, sit down. You sit down. Shut up. Close your eyes. Stand up. And you are easily pushed and you are ready and you are wondering why others are not doing it. So you have been a good boy, nice boy. You are supposed to be living better. That's how deluded you have become for those of you who are defending your oppressors. But it's all right. Nobody go tell you. Oh yeah, renewed shaggy.
butter beside your bread. So, to me, like I always say, sister and brothers, we are one single family, living in the same house, but sharing different rooms. For us, the challenges of insecurity will be over. They can't defeat us. We have to rescue our country. It's in this freedom and strong determination that we believe we can bring about prosperity to every one of us. We are entitled to it. And definitely, I assure you, you will partake in the essence of the prosperity that we are about to reap from sacrifices that we are making. One thing I said yesterday that we like to repeat here again is for you to please. You have a lot of committees. You have heavy load of duty. But please spare good time for appointed ministers and agencies of government. I know the oversight responsibility. I've been through this way before. But you are lucky. You are not operating under any decree like I did. When I look too much to the budget, I just say no go area. We are glad we are in a democracy. Bamidele was with me then. And good job that you are doing in the Senate. We are a democracy. We must defend democracy for it to flourish. It's one of the best method of governance that is available to humanity. It is. But very, very difficult to sustain and navigate. But that is what we are meant to be. And that's what we pray for. Stability, progress, and prosperity. I assure you again, we will walk together in the park of joy in the country of our fatherland, going through the choice of our roads to prosperity. Together, we shall prevail. Thank you very much. Butter beside your bread. So, to me, like I always say,
Koolu. So it's the way I see the whole setting is pretty much like they are talking about themselves, right? And being sort of like, we shouldn't fight, okay? We have sacrificed a lot and we are going to reap so much, I promise you. All right? Because what he's saying there, if anybody who is not in that room takes that as something for you, like he's talking about Nigeria, okay, all these sacrifices, are those people inside that room sacrificing anything? Except your lives that they are toying and playing with. This is what Akpabiole responded. I promise you I'm just going to get this over and done with so that we can get to other deeper stuff, okay? Here.
Breaking fast. I would have said good morning, but because of time I will say good evening, sir. It's such a great honor and privilege for us to be in your midst today. I want to thank you for giving me the permission to be absent from this dinner, because I'm actually not here, as you directed yesterday. The delegation is led by my Deputy Senate President. But this afternoon, I received an uncommon call from the Chief of Staff, who directed that we would like to launch the Students' Loan Scheme, the first of its kind in West Africa. And that if I'm not sure of arriving on Monday, I should make sure that I send you the signed bill tomorrow morning before 9 a.m. So I had no option than to double back to be here. So I missed the prayer. I know you prayed for me. And then I said, if I miss the prayer, I cannot miss the dinner. So I want to thank you for indulging me. My distinguished brothers and our few sisters, if they are here, you will notice that this is probably one of the few occasions that we have more than 2/3 of the Senate present in a place. So even if the mace is here now, the president can join us because he's a senator, and we can begin our discussions and debates. We are totally full here now. This is not because we do not have food in our various houses. It's because of the love and respect that we have for you. It's because of the appreciation the 10th Senate has for your policies, your doggedness, and your tolerance in spite of all provocations. So we bring you greetings from the 10th Senate, and we bring you assurances of continuous collaboration and cooperation, because we believe strongly that for us to have two brothers from the National Assembly as President and Vice President, and even the Chief of Staff as our member, that we have no other option, not just to work with you, but to do everything possible for this administration to succeed. And inshallah, you will succeed. Mr. President, we also wish that you invite us like this, not just when we are fasting. Maybe once in a quarter, you invite us to come and sit with you and eat. And after that, you put up maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes of interactive discourse. So we can also tell you the feelings from outside, since we are very close to our constituents. But for today, the senators have asked me to extend their condolences to you over the incidents that have happened in the very recent weeks. The first, the orchestrated kidnapping of your children in some states of the Federation that we know you are very sad about, and you are doing everything possible to make sure that you retrieve those children. The second is the bastardly and horrific killings of your troops in Delta State. We are sure that you eventually bring the culprits to book. And like Obama used to say, that whether we take justice to our enemies or we bring our enemies to justice, justice must be done. We are very sure that under you, justice shall be done. Please accept our condolences on these sad incidents. Mr. President, Chinua Achebe said that when brothers gather like this, in the moonlight, to watch the moon, it is not because they cannot see the moon from their various houses, but because it is good to commune with one another. You can see us bantering and smiling, not so much because we want to smile, but because we know we are before a president who cares for the National Assembly. So they've asked me also to extend their appreciation to you over the packages that you have extended to them. They've asked me also to thank you for the things you are doing, the policies you are putting in place for Nigeria, which we are very sure in less than 2 years from today, people will begin to see manifesting in serious productivity and, of course, enhanced living standard for all Nigerians. I want to thank you, Mr. President, and thank your ebullient Vice President, who is everywhere, always smiling, ever agile, and always very, very, how do I use the word, loyal, representing you everywhere that you are not able to go due to state functions. So on behalf of the 10th Senate and all of us, we wanted to thank you for inviting us. I know you've had breaking of fast with the House of Representatives.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Do you not see that as a mockery? Mr. President, we want to pay condolences to you over the kidnap of your children in some part of the country. So I bet if the camera was to show Tinubu's face, it would just be like, because he knows that none of his children is kidnapped. Now then they kidnap, not Tinubu's children. Then Akpabiole again was like, we also want to pay condolences to you over the gruesome killing of your troop recently. And we know that you are working hard to bring that to justice. Baba, if you want to see ass licking at a different level, at never seen before level, take a look at Nigerian elites. You know why a lot of us believe that if Nigeria was to be a real country, majority of the multi-billionaire politicians that you have in Nigeria today, they will be in jail. Majority of the bank CEOs that you have in Nigeria, past and present, they will be in jail. And majority of your uncles and aunties in the civil service who retired as permanent secretary this, permanent secretary that, they won't retire. They will be in jail. If Nigeria was to be a country, most of your elite today, they will be in jail or be ex-convicts, starting with Dangote, Otedola, Adenuga, and on like that. They will be in jail in a working system, but it is Nigeria, a corrupt system. So do you know how they sustain that? Ass licking. And that is why some of your elites are called Hajib or Hajib, all government in power. That is the number 3 man in Nigeria by ranking. Akpabiole, the Senate President of Nigeria, is the number 3 man. But he's an ass licker. They are grateful for everything they have managed to corner for themselves. And the only person that can take all of that away from them is Tinubu. Why won't it work for him? And those are the crop of worries that some of you are expecting to fix Nigeria. They are working hard. And they are already saying it. We believe that your policy will start working in 2 years. That 2 years, the same Akpabiole will come to you. I say the reason why you haven't noticed anything is that Tinubu need another 4 years. And Dimumuju, his troops were killed in Delta, they said. But we are already uncovering a lot of scandalous scandal around what really happened. They are doing their best to make sure that we follow the narrative of these rogues. But the more they try to want to force it down our throat, the more questions people are asking. So Mo will go to that Okwama again because it seems like it's not going away. But we'll start with this guys from Biasts.
My name is Dr. Alaye Theophilus, the 9th president of the Joy Youth Council, IYC Worldwide. Thank you and God bless. That took place on the 17th of March 2024 that's happened in Ibumotaro. These are people that were killed. This is one of the property that owns by a prominent son of a Ibumotaro community that was burnt down by the Nigerian military. These are pictures of people that were just in the waterfront that were shot dead by the Nigerian military without any form of provocation. Till date, the Nigerian military has not addressed the Ijaw nation and the people of Biasts State and the Ibumotaro community. What transpired? What is the offense that these innocent people committed? Even in a war scenario, when someone raised their hand in form of surrender, it is expected of the military not to fire. But people that were not even harmed, the Nigerian military went to our communities and shot over 40 of them dead, still counting. Because some of them that are thrown into the river, the community people have not been able to retrieve the bodies. But what they have counted as dead bodies is over 40. This is the reason why we are saying that enough is enough. And the Nigerian military, as a matter of national and regional urgency, interest, address the world and tell the people of Ijaw nation the cause of this unwarranted attack on the people of Ijaw nation and Ibumotaro as a whole. Thank you and God bless you. God bless you.
That's from the Ijaw nation. Somebody was asking about Alhaji Asari. We are waiting for Alhaji Asari's reaction. So far, even like I said, Alhaji Asari don't overrun all of us. So remember, he said he is faster than many of us. He can run faster than all of us. When the wahala come, it be like say this wahala don't come. Asari don't run, enter God knows where. But you are going to hear from him soon. Again, I bet his message will be to Tinubu. Why did ye forsake Ijaw people? Innocent people were slaughtered, and they are still being hunted and slaughtered right now in the Niger Delta. And the twist to all of this now is that Koolu was the one using these soldiers, and it don't become street fight already. So the Nigerian soldier who want those who killed their own personnel found, they seem to know those who killed them or not, but they claim to know who killed them, because if they actually knew those who killed those people, the soldiers, why not just go after those people instead of going into communities and killing people, massacring innocent people who are just there, fishermen, farmers, children, women? Nigerian Army opening fire on them. Here is another one from the same killings going on.
First, I want to commend the effort of the governor of Delta State for having been able to show some sign of responsibility so far. But it seems like the federal government and the military are not doing the needful as it should be done. They are not doing the needful as it should be done. First, I watched a video, let me correct an impression, where Ruben Abati said, jokingly said, I told the Fini yesterday or day first day about that people that are killing. We are not, Deltas are not people who kill people. Let's clear that position. We do not kill people. And it has never happened in Yoruba land before where military personnel are killed in our land. It has never happened. Now, going to your question, Going to your question, I came here for just one thing. I came here to tell the world that my people, Urobo youth, women, young persons are in the bush. They don't have food, they don't have shelter, they don't have anything. I was with the IYC president yesterday, where we together made a statement solidly telling the world that Ijaw nation and Urobo nation are not at war. We are not at war. What we are asking the government to do is to tell the military to stop going from community to community. Since the spokesman to the military has come out yesterday and said they know the people who are involved and they will catch them in no short time, why then go and start rumbling every community? The Ijaws are suffering same fate. It's just that the Okwama of the Urobo people are more of this fate because it happens in our land. Okay. We are calling on the federal government to please call on the military to give access to people to come back and live their life while investigation is being done. This is how it is done in international practice. Not locking the door against investigators.
Blessed.
How do we get to know the truth?
Blessed. Okay.
Yes.
Point well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's hear from.
Yes, sir, Ruben.
Let's hear from.
You just don't want to allow me to say some things.
No, we're trying.
I just have not spoken since I came here. Will you allow me to talk, Ruben?
No.
Will you allow me to talk? I just came in and I've not been able to express myself like every other person has been expressing themselves. You should allow me to express myself at least.
No, we're trying to manage time. We have just about 3 minutes to go on this program.
Then allow me. Everybody has been talking. Let me use the 3 minutes and talk because I've been the one who has not spoken.
We have to talk.
Everybody has been speaking. I've not spoken.
Okay. Take.
My people are suffering. I am the one who is more pain here in this issue. I am the one who is more affected in this issue. The Okwama people are Urobo people who are very much affected. People's lives are in the bush. Other communities are in their homes. Our mothers are in the bush. Nowhere to give them food. How do we access them? We can't even access them. We don't even know where they are. They are scattered around. Let me use this only opportunity I have to call on the federal government that we are tired. They should do the things in line with the international standard of investigation.
Blessed. I'm sure
we want our people back to their life.
Yes, Blessed.
While investigations are going on.
Yes,
this is why I came here.
Yes, Blessed.
We are saying only one side story.
We don't hear you. Asari, you are watching your Ijaw Urobo people being slaughtered by the Nigerian Army on the authority of Tinubu, and it has been over 8 days now. It reached the high, the crescendo, the zenith of all the wahala 4 days ago, and we haven't heard from you. Well. You heard the guy, The people who have been chased out of their communities are stuck in the forest, in the bush, and they are being hunted by Nigerian Army, who are there to shoot aside and kill them. Because they said some armed people killed. Remember when this whole thing started? They said, oh, 2 communities were fighting. Urobo and Ijaw community. Okwama and Okoloba. Okoloba community is Ijaw in Delta. Okwama is Urobo community. They are like brothers. They said they are fighting over land. And it's been like that for ages. Okay? These 2 people fighting over land, that was the beginning. Oh. Then the stories changed. So, because we're asking questions. If the military was there, if the soldiers were there, because they wanted to settle dispute between Urobo and the Ijaws who are fighting over land, how come Okwama, which is Yoruba community, is where they went for peace meeting. But Okoloba people that they are fighting, they are not at the peace meeting. So they now changed the story. No, they didn't go there because of land disputes. They went there to rescue some kidnapped people. Okay. So some people were kidnapped and they were taken to the town hall of Okwama people. And then the military went there to negotiate for their release. Abi what? They said, no. It's not kidnapping. But they said they went there for peace. No. Is in that region. Like all these soldiers, they were in that region to stop oil bunkering, those who are stealing crude oil. Okay. So can we then roll it back then? That the soldiers didn't go to the community for peace meeting between the two communities. That theory didn't work. So therefore, the second one, people who are doing bunkering, all right? When the soldiers arrive at Okwama, where the people of Okwama identified the people doing the bunkering, and the soldiers got there for peace talk with the people doing bunkering or what, and then they changed their mind that they were arresting their leaders. So then the people there now disarmed them and they killed them. That didn't make any sense. They said, no, not like that. What happened was that there are some bunkering there. So if there's bunkering, that people who are doing bunkering, these are armed people. So that means people doing bunkering could be those who killed the soldiers. So why are you pinning it on the community that they went there for peace meeting? Why? Is that an excuse to just have a reason to kill them or what? We shall have been asking questions. The more questions we ask, the more questions we have to ask. But Nigerian government want to force one single narrative on all of us. Some youth killed soldiers, period. We need to find them. Are the youth you are looking for, including women and children, that you also slaughtered? That you dumped their body in rivers? Is that also part of it? They are collateral damage because they are harboring. Come on, man. You are supposed to be Nigerian soldier, be Cameroonian soldier. They kill our brother, they go collect. So you know what they have done? The state governor has been barred from even visiting the place. In the last 72 hours, there's no clearance from Tinubu that those people, that man is calling on. We call on federal government. We are calling on government to come to our aid. The government you are calling is the same people who send people to kill you. How can you be calling on the people that actually want you dead? The state governor is not allowed. And you know what? The military says, order from above. If the governor come to the area, anything where you see me, just deal with it too. So the governor is now calling the president to say, hello, sir, hello. But he's not been able to get through because he is yet to be allowed to have access to the area. They've cordoned off the area and they are carrying out military operation in those communities. It was all a cover-up for the illegal bunkering that Nigerian Army, from top to bottom, are already, they have been benefiting from. Listen to this. Here is another Ijo Youth Council or Ijo something. Another leader.
I just got a letter from a mockery community. It's just here with me. Saying that over 80 persons were just killed. The mockery. Some of them were just standing by the jetty, not knowing what was that. In fact, when the military officers came, they thought it was the same military officers that conventionally guiding the critical facilities. They never knew, right? But before they knew it, over 80 of them were reportedly killed. This is a letter from the mockery community. As we speak, those left in the community cannot gain access out the community. Nobody can go into the community, so there's no supply of food. People are now dying of starvation in the dormitory community as we speak. Water cannot go in. In fact, the water is already polluted because of the dead bodies that are now floating on the river. We also learned that the military officers are going from one place to the other, searching for whoever the criminal. But we are saying that, look, they should spare innocent people. I'm very professional also.
Meanwhile, at a meeting with members of the House of Representatives Committee on Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff indicated that a major suspect has been identified.
Basically, it was a community clash that was happening, and those are his own area of responsibilities. And that's why he responded when initially his soldiers, his officer, and some soldiers were arrested while they were apprehended by the communities. We know that because of this issues of mockery, we have a lot of pirates, militants that are still operating within the general area. And they have a lot of funding because of the illegal activities they carry out. So they all equally have a lot of arms with them. These are people they know, and that's why when he had it, he felt these are my community, these are people I know. And he went to say, look, this we are doing is not right. Whatever it is within the community, we can do it, invite the state government, let them come and handle it, the state government issue and all these things. And the community said, okay. And as they talked to go, they were rounded up, killed. Not only killed, they were dismembered. And I don't know what kind of, for a human being to go to that extent to do for people that came on peaceful means, then that's something that goes beyond that. I know him, the CEO himself, for example, the officers, because we're emphasizing we want the oil production of Nigeria to increase so that we'll be able to have enough foreign exchange and then things can really go down because we all know the challenges we're going.
I just got a letter from a dormitory community.
Do you understand how sad this is, by the way? Do you want me to kind of break it for you? The Nigerian military, Nigerian Army, they are involved in bunkering, oil bunkering, crude oil, stealing of Nigeria crude oil. In that same area, there are also terrorists called militants who are also doing the same thing, stealing the crude oil they can steal. So you see the soldiers, they are protecting their own bunkering. The clash of all this stealing of crude oil between all of those people operating there is well kind of established. However, that chief of defense staff, Abia whatever, has convinced himself somehow that they are the good guys. And in order to secure important facilities, these important facilities are the jetties where they have some of this crude oil stolen in tanks. So they protect them, guide them, and they do their best to sort of chase out all any kind of threat to that business. So if the threat is coming from the terrorists, the militants, or if it's coming from another set of soldiers or another set of security agents within Nigeria, all they have to do is what? Remove the threats. So the chief of defense staff believe that their action to start with is legit. And the second thing is, look, we know these guys that were killed. We know them very well. The work they are doing, in fact, we now know those who killed them. And the simple question was, if you do know who killed them, why are you carrying out military operation where civilians were killed and still being killed, their bodies being dumped in the river, their water already polluted with the dead bodies of their loved ones? I mean, I found a video. I don't know if you have seen it, but I can show you. It is the video of what really happened in that Ogbo Maturu or so in Bayelsa. The video started with the Nigerian Army arriving at a jetty. And when they arrive at the jetty, in 7 boats, and battle-ready soldiers. From the eyewitnesses who survived the attack, they said the Nigerian military came to a Bayelsa community through water with over 60 soldiers armed to the teeth. And immediately they landed at the jetty. They opened fire. Whoever was on site, anything moving. And that was where they killed over 80 people. And like you heard, they also succeeded in moving and then pushing the bodies into the water. I uploaded the video of the attack. I did. But I didn't upload the video of the bodies in water. You don't want to see that. That was done by Nigerian Army. And just like you heard, this is not war. Nigeria is not at war, Abi. But Nigerian military, they have cut off water supply, food supply, medical supply, clothing to some communities in Delta State and Bayelsa State as we speak right now. If you cross any of the line, you are crossing to war zone. And they are doing all of this under the radar of democracy. Man, my stomach turns. Because I kind of felt so kind of restrained that I can't upload this video. You know, there's nothing Nigerians can put out there. But when you see the bodies of people inside water, and then you have some people who are trying to make sure that it's nothing. It's old video, it's new video, it's not that video. And those who are doing all of that believe that they are doing so in the name of Nigeria, or what exactly? And who is giving the orders? Who? Told you, my brothers, brethren, that's a brethren, told you with us this evening. Thank you very much for that and for your generosity. That's very kind of you. Thank you. However, by the way, the setup is one of course or something like that. Right. What I have afterward is just so you know that all of these, normal, okay? A lot will say, this is going to be a problem. Or this is going to be this or that. But my own question is this. How many people would have to die? How many people would have to die before these criminals parading themselves as your leaders who actually, at least even if they have to pretend, show some level of humanity? I have seen a lot of you, like, a lot of these Abobakus. Majority of them who actually sort of celebrate the Nigeria tragedy when they have to befall those people they don't like. We saw many of them were calling for this, but they probably had no clue of what they were calling for. They have been told that some youth killed soldiers, and they were not interested in actually asking questions like how, why. Now, the Nigerian system, who has already staged it, did not tell all of us that they have already killed over 100 people in those communities in the last 2 days before they finally announced to us that Nigerian soldiers were killed. And they told us they were killed by the Okwama youth. But do you also know that the day they made that announcement was actually the day they exhumed the body, which means the soldiers have been killed probably a week or 2 weeks before. They were not killed on the day, on the 15th, that you got the announcement that you wanted them to level down all those places and kill everybody there. Now, they have been killing before they even told you. Their propaganda worked. But to what end? And how many people would have to die? Now that they are mentioning Tompolo inside it, which means the militants themselves probably are divided. Brothers are already divided over their own little crumb that they get from the resources in their land that others are using from elsewhere to buy themselves or buy life for their own families outside the creek, outside the Niger Delta. So the militants themselves are possibly divided. There are so many of them who are already on the side, ready to take Tompolo down. Asari is one of them. Asari Dokubo danced naked in public. He twerk for Tinubu because he wanted to replace Tompolo. Now it's almost a year now. It seems it's not going to happen. So like I said, they are all divided. And if the military comes in and start killing some, I think the terrorists themselves, the militants themselves will probably not really bother. Only those who are not collecting their own share from this whole thing will probably come out and say, we need to fight for our people. We want Nigeria. And that's what I'm waiting for Asari. Asari will explain to all of us better. The moment he finally found his camera or his phone, the moment he finds it, he will probably come and tell us what is going to happen and how many days they are going to fight back. And remember what I told you. This will not be, say, a vision. This will not be vision. Now, if Tinubu go still arrest Asari Dokudom, or Asari will run away from Nigeria when the heat comes very soon. It's not beside a vision. Event will happen. And it will be like a girlfriend. When the girlfriend, you sort of, I don't want to use guilt. Let's use your ex-girlfriend. Here you get your ex-girlfriend, and she started kind of bad-mouthing you. Start telling everybody that, and people will think, oh, she's your ex. She must know you, but they won't know that it's just a scorned woman, angry woman, bitter woman because you just broke her heart and she can't see you happy again. So that's exactly what Asari will be like. And sometimes they always go overboard. They always overdo it. Here you get, your ex is saying things. You're not bothered. Just tell them, no, she's just jealous of my new girlfriend. So did you hear what she said about it? I said, no, I'm not bothered, She's just jealous. Then she will say something, say, what? Did you say that? Oh, I'm suing her. I'm suing her for defamation. No, I have to sue her. In the case of Asari, he thought they were going to do him well. But somehow, I think they don't trust him. Or Asari is going to run out of patience soon. And then go Conde talk like, say, business as usual. You understand? And since everybody knows him as one of Tinubu's Jagaban army, Abi, people will be mocking him and they will be firing. And one morning, breaking news, Asari don't run to go Togo. Now we'll come here, do broadcast and talk about Asari. But remember, I say it to you first, by the way, because it's going to happen. When Tinubu, when Werewike, through the backing of Tinubu, was considered as trying to remove Fubara. In anger, Asari Dokudom came out and said, if they remove Fubara, Ijo people will fight. Ijo people with this, Ijo people with that. If Tinubu allow Werewike to remove Fubara, they will still remove that one, no, because the way I'm saying it, they will still remove him. So what I'm saying here is that as all of this shege, all these policies, actions, and inactions of Tinubu's illegitimate regime, as they are dishing them out every hour, every day, and every week, where everybody they collect their own share, depends on which one touch you. Here you understand now. So as some of them will be touching Asari and the Asawana group from that part. Asawana will make video. We will come put them for trouble. Asawana and his army ain't go run enter bush. You see the Operation Python dance, crocodile jump. Abi wait till the other one. Leopard catwalk. I don't know. Like all those things, they go still do them for Asari and Asari group. Some of you are already calling him now to come and say something now that the soldiers are killing his people. I'm waiting you want me Asari talk now than to threaten the Nigerian army and tell them that the Nigerian, the Ijaw nation is watching. Ijaw nation is watching. Ijaw nation will fight back. All the Nigerian army in Ijaw land, they must leave Ijaw land. Now so you go talk jam. Now so they go declare unwanted. Or they go tell you, say, and if they arrest Asari this time, let's say Asari is, Asari is diabetic. And you know that. So somehow, if he be in hand, he said it himself. So I didn't make that up, okay? He said it himself. However, what I'm trying to say here is this. Everyone will collect. And it's pretty much like those who are standing behind the APC, Egbe, thinking they will drink poison and another people will die from that poison. So yes, this is how one by one, everyone will be coming out one by one to react. Some of their reactions with Tinubu that we know will be considered as a threat. When they talk about loyalty, it's pretty much about slavery. And you see this bubble that they are living inside. The bubble of, yes, we have the power. We have this. Let everybody continue to complain. Let them continue to lament. There's nothing they can do. It is a bubble. And because it is a bubble of corruption, where corrupt, selfish, greedy, low mind, low brain individuals come together thinking that whatever is in there will be enough for them. Now, because every one of them came together to see what they can get for themselves, right? So inside that bubble, it is already sort of a choking. It's piling up. And that is why in Nigeria today, it has become a tradition that no matter what you are going through economically in Nigeria, the criminals in charge of Nigeria successfully will ensure that 70% of your budget, national budget for the poverty capital of the world, 70% of that will have to feed your elite, your politicians. Can you understand now? So where you have a rigged system that is, presented in a way that, 70% of your budget feed the greedy, overfed pigs. These are your ruiners. Now, every now and then it's expanding. They are becoming greedier and greedier and greedier and greedier. It is that greed that will now burst this bubble. Everyone running into it, trying to find a space, squeezing in and squeezing in. The effect of that on the rest of you is that, whatever is meant for development, what is meant for healthcare, the resources meant for education, resources meant for infrastructure, right? They will end up in private pockets of freeloaders that are finding their way into that space. And the space is just a bubble that gives them the sense of sense of power, sense of control, when they actually controls nothing. But the bubble will burst very soon. And by the time it bursts from inside, majority of you, like that guy I showed earlier, right? Majority of you will believe that other people will die from the poison you are drinking, like back in Tinubu and his gang, okay? I hope you are witnessing. You are seeing it clearer and better now, Abi. So everybody run inside that thing. Going forward, talking about the system that is overstretched with greedy, selfish people, and it will soon collapse. And when it does, it will take down a lot of them. A lot of you, the ass-lickers and abobakus. So since will be no accommodation for Asari Dokudump in this gathering, he's going to speak out. He's already trying to sound like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and all those. He's already started sounding like a philosopher. We the people must know that our right is our right and our liberty. Asari. Now, who you the wine? You will still speak in your usual Asari Asawana language, which can't get you in the net of your pal. The one you said if he failed, people should hold you responsible. No. Now I ain't go arrest you. Go and write it down. She been Asari. And I would look forward to the time when he's probably going to say, because you know the way he kind of send out his own threats is that he will study the water, check everywhere very well, check the mood, okay, and then he will drop it. And most of the time it does so that it will get an attention, probably get settled or somehow. And Obasanjo was one of those who didn't take that. So Obasanjo was one of the, would you call him a democratic dictator from Nigeria? Democratic dictator that clipped the wings of the likes of Asari at the time. So Asari may actually be going away soon, except if you have to just keep quiet. You know when they say you have to remain silent, for everything you say will and shall be used against you in the guard room of the DSS. So I'm looking forward to that. So to the people of the Niger Delta who are currently under the military occupation, well, in case if some of you don't know what is going on in those riverine areas, because you are probably in town and in places where you probably have no time to even know what is going on. I am saying it to you right now. There are those that are currently facing a warlike situation in Niger Delta, starting from Delta State to Biasts State. People have already been killed. Their bodies dumped in water. And the Nigerian authority that gave full authority to the army to carry out this, they are not investigating any of their soldiers killers or soldier slayers. So a lot of us believe that they are actually doing something called the cover-up. And that's why they won't allow anybody to have access to these areas. In Nigeria, war at war. Are Nigerians having to face war from their own army? Does this even make any sense? Every day they continue to call them out and say, do something. I mean, how could this even be happening? Civilians are trapped in riverine areas that will take you hours on the boat to even access. These are not places where you can actually drive by road and go to. We are talking places that you have to be on the water for hours, to 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours from the main city where you probably will be able to drive. Now, the military with their fighter, with their gunboats, they have now blockaded those people there. Do you even understand what I mean, by the way? Do you? I don't know if they understand. I'm talking about those of you who are watching me from Nigeria right now. Do you understand what I even mean? The military of your country, barricading a section of a community, a rural community, blaming them for killing their men, and then they went on a community-to-community massacre. And for those who have managed to survive the shootings, the massacre, they are stuck in the forest, stuck in the creek for days now. Abba. And you are still there saying, hey, now why did they kill soldier? Are you normal? Are you normal? Then why did they kill soldier? Why did they kill soldier, Baba? What is sumi by you? just mentioned Obasanjo there, right? So there is this report that, again, it is from Abia State, where Alex Otti is. It's also a good news, by the way. All right. And this is something, it's passive, right? But it's something. Tinubu started the pension for ex-governors in 2007. The Lagos State House of Assembly passed the bill to begin to pay pensions to Lagos State ex-governors. And the argument was that if you become president of Nigeria for just two days, you will be entitled to the pension package of head of state or head of government or president, ex-president in Nigeria. So why can't state governors also have access? So it started from Lagos. And in that bill, ex-governor of Lagos State will be entitled upon retirement 2 houses. They can choose where they want these houses, one in Lagos and one in Abuja. And not just that. Every ex-governor of Lagos State will be given 4 SUVs, bulletproof SUVs. 2 in Lagos, 2 in Abuja. They will be provided with domestic staff, cook, driver. They will also be provided with lifetime medical insurance, not just for them, for their entire family too. And they will also be entitled to a foreign medical trip twice in a year, not just them, but their spouses and their entire family too. And every 2 years, the state government must change those SUV vehicles with brand new ones. 4 vehicles every 2 years. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it was passed. And just like that, the entire 36 states copied it within a space of 20 years. Now, the poorest of the poorest states in Nigeria who can pay salary will continue to pay the pension package for their own governors. Doesn't matter if they have no money to pay salary. So it's been like that. Abia State, where their former governor Biasts was a good, they call him empowerment governor, to show how much he loves his people, to help them battle economic hardship, right? With terrible road, infrastructure, or like dead in comatose and all that. The guy was very good in sharing kerosenes, and that is just once in every 4 years, by the way. But he did have a medical policy, healthcare policy in Abia State, Biasts. And that healthcare policy was, if your wife should deliver a baby, like mother and child will collect 500 naira from the state government towards the child's care. It's a state policy. And I'm not talking about 1921. No. I'm talking about 2023. The policy was still there as recent as last year. So that is why if you see them in Abia State, celebrating physical infrastructure, physical thing that they can touch. Some of you don't understand why. 24 years, it's like this is the time they are probably getting to see the representative government or democracy in Nigeria could really mean something. Like you could have something, even if the whole plutocracy and stealing and all of that are probably being renamed, but you could touch on something and say, well, we saw that. So today, yesterday rather. So they said that the State House of Assembly, being the first house, in Nigeria, please correct me if I am wrong, okay? Because I want to believe that they are the first in Nigeria to revoke that law that pays pension to state former governors of every state. Now, Abia State have revoked that law, which simply means that former governors of Abia State would have to go and look for something to do if what they stole from their people won't last them for their lifetime. They probably will have to go and find something doing. So there will be no Abia State money paying for any ex-governor anymore. That's something. So Obasanjo was there, and they said Alex Otti signed it, right? So I want to show you. what happened in that place. It's just so you know that it's not all gloom and doom. Okay, here.
The pension scheme for former governors here is atrocious. It's like daylight robbery because it allows them to have a house in Abuja and elsewhere and cut away with whatever they feel like cutting away. And yet, the pension for ordinary people are unpaid. What sort of leadership is that? And you came and you say there will be an end to that rascality. I congratulate you. And I said to you, I hope some of your colleagues will follow your footsteps. And I do hope some of them will follow your footsteps. You have started, but you should never be tired. You will be discouraged. You will be abused. You will be called names. But if we have 1/3 of our states doing what should be done, this country will become a different country. And you are doing what should be done. I will urge you that you pay adequate attention to infrastructure. Because if you give infrastructure and you give the type of leadership you are giving now, the people of this state will have nothing to worry about. On their own, they are enterprise people here already. They are enterprising. So all they need is the leadership that will give them the encouragement and the wherewithal. And Governor, I have always maintained that if there's any zone in this country that could really lead in what I call regional development, it is the South East zone. Because you are compact, you are almost monolithic in everything, and there's no reason why infrastructure cannot have joint development and make in transportation.
There's not much we can do if we don't focus on infrastructure. And part of infrastructure is power. In fact, it's the most important infrastructure for industrialization, production, manufacturing, and even the small and medium scale enterprises. So I want to also thank you for supporting our decision to repeal the pension law for former governors and former deputy governors. I had said yesterday as I signed the law, the bill into law, that I strongly believe that leadership is stewardship. And if you've come to serve the people, you can't at the same time be fleecing the people. I agree with you completely on your comment about infrastructure, and that's why we are very focused and single-minded in developing infrastructure, particularly for Abia, which is the commercial and industrial hub of the state, and actually the southeast.
So that's the Alex Otti guy. And thank you so much for are correcting me. So, but there's a bit of a mix there. Somebody said Peter Obi also did not give or collect sorry, how do you put that? Like he also had a law in Anambra that ex-governors doesn't get any pension. So I think that is true too, because I know he never got any. All right, so and that's a fact. He never got paid any penny since he left that office, and he continued to say that. But I am not sure if Anambra doesn't have the law. Like, you know, Obaino was governor, remember? After Peter Obi. So it was Obaino that came after Obi, where Obi left over $150 million. No one is owed pension. Nobody was owed a salary, and no contractor was owed. And yet, he was able to fund education to actually push them to number one in Nigeria, the position that they continued to maintain for a long time, even after he left. And that seems to be one legacy he loves to brag about, where he improved education and access to education, funding education in Anambra. So he left no single debt. But by the time Obaino came, Obaino told, well, it was one of these guys who said, one of the governors from northern Nigeria, I think it was a guy from Bauchi. Was it a guy from Bauchi or Jigawa? I can't remember. So it was one of these governors then that said that Obaino told him that if not for Peter Obi's $150 million in those three banks for Anambra, he won't be able to even think of starting a airport project. So what did Obaino do with the money he made? He built a airport, right? And Anambra State is in debt after him. And to cut the long story short, Obaino was arrested by EFCC. Is currently facing EFCC charges for looting Anambra State money. And the Obi that came before him and left before him, that handed over to him, Obi that made him your governor in Anambra then, because his influence actually made Obaino governor. And then afterward, he was like, they started accusing Peter Obi that Peter Obi was asking for 1 billion naira every month from Obaino. That is why Peter Obi is not supporting Obaino for second term. Till tomorrow, there are still some agbadorians who believe that story to be true. That Peter Obi was asking money from Obaino. But it was because Peter Obi won't support him for second term ahead at the time. So the point I am making here is that in that same Anambra, where, I mean, Peter Obi was their governor, never drawn any pension or what have you, immediately left office, left no debt. But that same Anambra today is where you have a Solu dump, the Taiwan professor. The story is also different. And every day, every Eke or 4 day, Solu dump and his thugs, okay, they will continue to remind everybody that Solu dump said 2 years is far, 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 far better than Peter Obi's 8 years. It's like they always want to kind of tell you that your Peter Obi is not saint, but, you know, we are doing better than him. Come and see what we, all that stuff. But it is true that he never gets any pension. So if Alex Otti currently is championing the era where they said government money, people's money will be used for the people, like that's something you can actually trace. You get what I mean, right? It simply means that when somebody says something, or we are doing something, you really want to have, you want to have your hand on it and say, okay, let's see. Remember the controversy that surrounds the 24 hours electricity in Abia, and all of that, where some people are saying, it's all lie, all na propaganda. All na propaganda. There is no light for here. Forgetting the fact that the light that they are talking about is not free. And that for you to enjoy the 24 hours electricity from this, what's that called again? Geometric, right? So where they have their power and all of that. So for you to enjoy from it, right, you have to be their customer. You have to change from that your NEPA customer and pick one with them. And therefore, you can then begin to monitor them and see if the electricity you are buying from them is 24 hours or that fake. Here you get. But the point here is this. When they said they have 24 hours electricity, you can monitor it. You can follow it. If they say, oh, we are trying to do so, you can monitor and follow it. Here you get physically. And that's something that when you know that if this is done, it is going to impact economically and otherwise on the larger population, of the people, right? That is what you call the government policy. It is not policy that puts money into the pocket of few people that will then turn themselves to canary praise singers and tell you how, come and see, oh, come and see what the Lord has done. Come and see what this guy has done. Because to them, God has changed their life for being or having, partaking in the sharing of the national resources. I say, how much did they give you, Baba? 1 million. 1 million. God is marvelous. Nigeria get money, oh my brother. I say, I know now. Nigeria get money. 1 million. They gave everybody 1 million. I say, how many were you? We're like about 200. 200 people, 1 million. Yes. Nigeria get money, oh, this country. May God just send you to people who go help you. And they begin to sing the praise of the criminals who did that, yeah? So you can actually, but policies are policies that nobody needs to put 1 million in your pocket before you can actually feel the effect of a very good policy. If the roads are fine and you are a businessman, saves you time, okay? And also saves your life. Saves you money on your car if you are driving, okay? Saves you money on transportation, saves your life too, that you are not wasting away in the traffic, right? So that's good road. Motorable, safe. So your business, then you have electricity, right? And your business is running fine and the environment is safe and you are prospering, you are paying taxes, the government is making money, you are making money, your life is great, your environment is great, and you are a good citizen. And that is what we call good standard of life. Not like the one that they will have to give you rice and then send you to death, to your death, like what happened in Nasarawa today.
Some people sleep here. Some people sleep.
Imagine dying because you wanted to collect rice. In this world, in this life, for God's sake. After everything where we say our eyes don't see, the shege where our eyes don't see. You will see any small child, like a little child, and they will tell you their life experience, and you say, how old are you? I'm 8 years old. 8 years old, and your eyes don't see this shege at this age. More. Can't help well. and then you go somewhere to collect rice. The last thing you remember was that you are fighting everybody. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. It's my bag. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. And when God knows what happened, bah, you are gone. And then you open your eyes about. You got to see this way to Hellfire Crescent. This way to what do they call it? Hellfire downtown Hellfire. Straight down is the Angels Boulevard, and at the back of it is the Paradise Kingdom, something like that. And there you day, they carry bag of rice. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave my bag. Leave my bag. It's my bag. And you're like those Hollywood where they watch it, all those Nollywood. You and bag of rice at the gate of Orita Beta, the 3-foot part. Because it's here. And the voice says, drop your bag, my daughter. You won't need the bag here. You won't need, go chop rice here. No worry. And you're like, who is your daughter? Sorry, who is talking? So you are here with us now. I say, where is everybody? When did everybody go? I say, which everybody? The crowd. All of us were fighting for rice. I say, no. Drop the bag of rice. You won't need that here anymore. Like, imagine that kind of a thing. It will be so disappointing. Like, you could just sit down there and say, what? Now, because of 5 kg rice, I entered this place. I didn't plan to be here. They said, nobody planned to be here. It's just that when it is time, we take you. But it's not my time. I went to go and get rice. Baba God to say, well, that's not our business anymore. Change your clothes, please. They tell you to go and, change your clothes. Imagine that. That is the fate of those young people that got killed in Nasarawa today. It's not funny, That's the best way I can actually say it, and I won't send you to bed with a terrible nightmare, because some people have fragile hearts. And it's smarting now, they could cry. I can't imagine it. Say, Kilo, sorry, what happened? I'm just thinking of those people that died in Nasarawa. I say, you know them? No, I don't have to know them. Sorry, you. There are people like that. You get. And sometimes they make you feel bad. Like say, get hurt. Yeah, a human being. Don't you see what happened to them? And then you be like, I saw it, but I just don't understand why you are crying because of that. Like you're actually really crying now. And then they'll be like, leave me alone. I'm just trying to be, I'm so emotional. Emotional, yes, cool it down. The point where I'm trying to make here is that I could make this easier for you to sort of assimilate without having to send you into that trauma time this evening. Because a lot of things happening in Nigeria can be really, really traumatizing. Traumatizing in the sense that Nigeria can happen to you so quickly that, the whole world can just be like, what just happened? And, everybody could just talk, say, well, God will help you, Baba. At this point, me, I no deal at the go this side. So you have to settle your problem with them. That's Nigeria for you. See a young man. Sometimes a lot of people believe that they are so anonymous, right? Anonymous on social media is a myth. Nobody is anonymous on social media. That's why people like us, who have put our face out there, we have damned the consequences. You understand? I could be sued and I can sue someone too. So anonymity is not my forte. It's not my thing. Okay, but to some, it's pretty much like a cliche, kind of like something that people just feel like is so cool, and you could hide behind the anonymity. Oh, sorry, anonymity rather. Hide behind the anonymity and do whatever you like. Well, there is a story I want to tell you. Okay, and this story is the story of a young man, right? That, like everyone else, and why you have to be very careful. Nigeria is a place where they have laws for everything. Okay? If you break a bottle, a Coca-Cola bottle from a Coca-Cola crate inside a Coca-Cola truck that is mobile and moving on the road. If you break one bottle there, they have law. If they arrest you, they'll find a law that will send you to jail or bribe them and get yourself out. So Nigeria have all that. Nigeria also have all of what it takes, okay, to prevent crimes, some major crimes, to prevent them from happening, stop them before they happen. Nigeria's system has resources to track anybody within the space of Nigeria and even beyond, if you are someone of interest to them. So it becomes so ridiculously sad that these resources are not really being used to track down the real criminals who have wreaked havoc in Nigeria. Because if they have to use all those instruments, resources, to track down criminals, then a lot of, like I've told you from the beginning, a lot of your criminal leaders, including the people that are investigating them, you see those ones that are going to be investigating them, and if we investigated, they will all end up in jail. So that's why they will never use the resources to pursue criminals and prevent crimes. But on social media, you cannot be anonymous. Don't be daft. If you are living in Nigeria, you are not anonymous. If you are living outside Nigeria, you are not anonymous. And that is why, before you jump into any water of trying to take down the rogues, make sure you test the water first. As part of the loose talk, this guy was reported to have dropped a comment under the post talking about the EFCC chairman. His real name is Koolu Kayode. Well, look at this. He's Mr. 1 Billionaire Secrets. See Mr. 1 Billionaire Secrets. This is going to be like he's anonymous, but he's not. So he said, this man will be dead in 6 months. Remember, I said it. Like, what's in the worry you, like, you know, social media, Abi, where some people will just come in and threaten you and say things, right? Some of you will report some of these guys, and there's nothing that will happen. But he decided to go and say something about the EFCC chairman 6 weeks ago. I bet they have started looking for him since then. Mr. 1 Billion Secrets. Now, Mr. Koolu Kayode. Now, they've picked him up and charged him for cyber stalking. And that is Nigeria's way of saying you are harassing the big men, the powerful men in Nigeria, and they are scared. So they need you outright and goodbye. So a lot of you are like that everywhere. You think say you are wise. You think say you are invincible. You think say you are anonymous. You are not anonymous. The criminals in Nigeria just shows which crime or who to tag criminal, and they will come after you. They have the resources to find you. So if you now want to join all of us, we don't turn to rebel. Where our faces, our voice, everything is everywhere. If rats catch me, you know, say women have kind of they are in their way. They don't really forgive easily. So don't offend a woman. So if for any reason rat sees my video, the Teresa Mendoza, Abuja, Remi Werepe, what do you think she would do to me? Eh? What do you think? She has my face, she has everything and all of that. So people like us, we don't sign anywhere, anyhow you go be. Sure, you get somehow, we can, you know, when you are, you know, we are people who can still cause damages somehow. Okay, like say, giant, somebody who is just carrying you, and you know you can't fight the giant that way. But what do? Just look for the eyeballs of the giant or whatever. You just You can even pretend like, okay, yeah, take me. And as the giant is taking you like that, like you this Mayogun, like that, using their power, Nigerian stuff, okay, you can just turn around and be like, please, just to make them feel like you are begging, please. And as they relax, you just get set down your 4 fingers like that. Now 2-2 go enter, sure you get like that, and push them inside their eyes. And I don't mean the physical way here, theoretically. That's what I'm, So, which simply means that if you want to join us and be rebel, rascal, and all of that, as they will call us, okay, just be that. Don't be anonymous. Because the resources to track the criminals that are wreaking havoc in Nigeria, the kidnappers, the terrorists, and all of them, the resources that were supposed to track them and, put them in their place, the resources is now being used to track a lot of you, because a lot of you are more of danger to them than the terrorists that are kidnapping people. Know this, and you will know the truth. Let me go say thank you to 23-24. Thank you very much, Baba, for that. You and Toju, God bless you for your generosity. I appreciate that. Now going forward, in that same Nigeria, a state governor announced that he has approved 967 billion naira for 20,908 Kirby students scholarship. Now this will sound like, oh, that's a good thing. Come on, can't you read? Kirby states for the next 20 years, they can't make, Kirby State for the next 30 years, they can't make 967 billion naira. Kirby states, not that they don't have the capacity, or like every other state in Nigeria, they have the capacity, they can go into farming and make more than this money in a single year. But Kirby State depends on money from Abuja, federal allocation. But this guy, man, is budgeting 45 or 47 million naira per child as scholarship. Just in case if you don't understand what 900 and something means for 20,908 students. So it simply means that each child from this 20,908, each child will collect scholarship worth 45 million naira. That's what this guy said. The budget of the entire Kirby State for 2024, it no reach 250 billion naira. The entire budget for 2024. The entire budget. Now, if you have the budget of 250 billion for 2024, the budget of maybe 300 billion for 2025, then in 2026 maybe 400 million and billion. That means the budget for the next 3 years of Kirby States still can't pay for that, but they said we should clap for him. It's a good idea. Scholarship to where? 45 million naira per child. And you believe them. Right. Here is another one. Take a look at this image. This is Ningi, the guy that accused the senators of padding the budget with over 3 trillion naira, and he was suspended yesterday. Kaduna Littlefinger, the man on the right. Kaduna Littlefinger, El Rufaya of Kaduna, who visited the SDP headquarters and said, I don't care what anybody say. He's seen with a Ningi today. Ningi is PDP. El Rufaya is APC, jihadist. And since Tinubu sent his name to be disgraced by the senators in Nigeria, El Rufaya's name was nominated as minister. And he remained the only one rejected by the Nigerian Senate, led by Akpabiole. Akpabiole rejected El Rufaya. Some said Tinubu just wanted to disgrace him. May no be like say no reward him, but no be him reject him. Now the senators reject him, so that's not on him. And others are now saying that El Rufai is already doing the groundwork, and it doesn't give a shit, right? It doesn't give a damn. So El Rufai is already doing the groundwork in what they call mobilizing the North in readiness for Tinubu. But the Abobakus were like, they can continue to try. Tinubu has captured Nigeria, and people like El Rufai would rather go to exile, go to jail. They are not threat to Tinubu. But here is another one. Bulaba. This is the guy that worked for Atiku as the spokesperson for Atiku during the last election. He has been twerking for Tinubu to the point that Tinubu sponsored this trip to Paris where he took pictures and all that. Now, this guy suddenly just woke up this morning and you know what he said? He said, El Rufai and Peter Obi, they are meeting. They are about to form a new party to face APC in 2027. He didn't mention Atiku. He did not mention the people that they sought El Rufai with. He just dropped Peter Obi inside it. But now one of the El Rufai's bastards replied him. They do call him honorable, by the way. See what he said. He said, APC rewarded you for your valuable betrayal to PDP. You were even flown to Paris. Why are you still here openly telling lies? What more is there for you to gain? Bulaba. Now, DH Bulaba, who happened to be a lawyer. I swear this guy was among the lawyers, the legal team of Atiku. Chai. No, besides I pity them, I just kind of feel like, oh, more. It gets us to go before like that of Atiku, by the way, where people who sit in the same room with you, they were just like people who are just feeding off you. I mean, it's not that he's a very good person himself. I just felt like, oh my, it could be like a tough one. Or so Bulaba dragged Obi into it. And it was one of those he probably feels like they are the same. Now that he's joined them and back to them. He was with them before he went on to become Atiku's spokesperson. He said he won't support Muslim tickets. So that's why he went on to go and support Atiku. But immediately Atiku, Lule, Bulaba got back to Bala Blue. And they met in Paris. Since then, the guy has been twerking. And for his sort of, notice me, nonsense statement that has been spewing every given opportunity, I don't think any of those nonsense will actually really make sense if you don't add Peter Obi to it. Now, Obi didn't talk. I heard them say that. They said, if you don't add Obi to your nonsense, say nobody go listen to you. Because I am here to see Rufai meet Obi. I want to plead with some of you obedient. Not gonna be careful because that your Obi, you go see her with El Rufai soon. And some of you may begin to think it is for the future of Nigeria, for the greatest of Nigeria. They are already talking about all of them coming together to come. Now that's that. I do have some other pieces of info there. Someone sent me the fight between Iba Gani Adams and then Oloye Sunday Igboho over who killed Bola Ige and who got money to kill Bola Ige. I just told them, listen, I would rather be a student of history that learned from history and not the prisoner of history, the one that want to leave the revenge or avenge or what have you of this from history. And I know they fight people's battle. Sure you get, if Igboho and Gani Adams made them tear their clothes in public, the generation that are looking at them and hoping that they want a leadership symbol, somebody to kind of so it's crazy, right? That the two could be a mismatch at the end of the day. So yes, we will pass that of Igboho Gani Adams fight. Because they are really inconsequential, right? Let's leave it at that. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I am going to call it a night. I know we would want to take calls, but I'm going to say hold it on until tomorrow when we can actually take calls and have a proper chat on all of this. So thank you so much for your time once again. And please remember, like the broadcast before you leave. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.